Pakistan highlighted was the core issue of Jammu and Kashmir and situation with India.
The United States can help mediate on the Kashmir dispute, which is a clear bone of contention between India. India has lost considerable reputation, considerable reliability as a partner of the United States in the so-called Indo-Pacific strategy. BLA and other organizations and TTPs receiving Indian support. When Americans and Pakistanis jointly work on counterterrorism, they will also come to realize what role India is playing. The United States has also come to understand that India is really not a reliable partner because it is playing on all sides. Iran was a victim of an aggression from Israel. That is a matter of fact. It was Israel which bombed Iran first, right? Pakistan faced its military aggression in September 2016, 2019, 2026, the most recent one. Pakistan has always stood by the victims of the aggression. And Pakistan has therefore been in the forefront of condemning Israeli aggression against Iran.
When consensus could be reached on Gaza?
This resolution is consistent with a stance that Pakistan has always taken, that disputes should be resolved peacefully.
Peacefully, exactly.
And not by war. Israel started building, its settlements into West Bank. It captured West Bank. It captured Sinai, which has gone back to Egypt now. And now it is wanting to kill all the people of Gaza so that this land becomes part of
and wanted complete occupation.
Israel is doing the ultimate inhuman thing, a war against innocent people, a crime against humanity, a genocide against the people of Palestine. There are many countries which are opposed to investments in Balochistan. They have been active, like India.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to program Insight in Videos English. Dear viewers, there has been high-level political contact between Pakistan and the United States. Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, Mr. Ishaq Dar, held meeting with U.S. Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio, at the Department of State in Washington on 25th of July. Both sides discussed a number of issues. There have been statements from both sides. And both sides expressed their willingness to further deepen bilateral cooperation, bilateral relations in different fields. A statement that was issued from Pakistani side also highlighted counter-terrorism cooperation between Pakistan and United States. The statement also said that Pakistan-US counter-terrorism dialogue will be taking place in August. An issue of Middle East, including situation in Iran, situation in Gaza, that was also discussed. So, and another important issue came under discussion, that is possible U.S. investment in Pakistan's mining and mining exploration and in this sector. So, how Pakistan and United States will take forward this high-level political contact, which took place after a long time, after this government which came into power last year. This was first ever high-level political contact, although Pakistan's Field Marshal, Mr. Asim Munir, also held meeting with the US President a couple of weeks ago. But this was political level contact between Pakistan and United States. How things will evolve in the days to come. To discuss this all, we are fortunate to have with us Pakistan's former ambassador to United States, Pakistan's former foreign secretary, a very former seasoned diplomat and currently heading a think tank, write extensively on international relations, on regional security, counter-terrorism, Ambassador Aizaz Ahmad Chaudhry. So very warm welcome to program Insight in Videos English. Ambassador Chaudhry, how you see this high-level contact between Pakistan and the United States? And as the statement which was issued from the American side and from the Pakistani side, the situation that was on the top of the agenda that Pakistan highlighted was the core issue of Jammu and Kashmir and situation with India. In the aftermath of 22nd April incident in Pahalgam, then finally both countries led to a limited war, and Pakistan won that war with its swift response and gave a befitting response to India. So, how you see so far the situation between Pakistan and India since the 10th of May war, which was intervened by the American side, ceasefire was brought. So, in the days to come, do you see any possibility of talks between Pakistan and India with the American mediation?
Thank you, Mateen Saab, for having me. As you all are aware, for several years, the relationship between Pakistan and United States was in a kind of freeze, particularly after the withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan in August of 2021. But now we see that this relationship, at least the government to government relationship, is warming up. The people to people context has always been there. I mean, United States remains a large trading partner for Pakistan. Our students have been studying in American universities. Our physicians have been going there for jobs and serving the people of the United States. Our IT experts are quite linked to Silicon Valley and the rest of the United States. So this was already there, but the government of government relationship had really cooled down. For whatever reason, the US thought it fit. From Pakistan side, there was never any reservation on building this relationship. In fact, we wanted to have a broad-based relationship, not even a transactional relationship. But now we see that United States is also coming to recognize Pakistan and its role as a regional stabilizer. I think Pakistan has shown, particularly after May 2025, that it is a formidable power, a middle sized power that is capable of defending itself in the face of any external aggression. Plus, Pakistan has always shown its potential to rise as a major power. And therefore, I think we can see now the United States also indicating its readiness to engage with Pakistan. Now, there are several multiple areas, and you identified some of them, which are also reflected in the statement issued by the foreign minister, deputy prime minister's visit to the United States recently. But what is, I think, not said in the statement, but is well known, is that Pakistan has its own importance in the region, but is also a good friend of China, which stood with Pakistan during this crisis. United States can see, which is in competition. United States is in competition with China, but they can also see that Pakistan remains an important player, and they don't want to put all their eggs in India's basket, and therefore they want to engage with Pakistan in its own right. Pakistan has a very special neighborhood. In our west is Iran and Afghanistan, and in our east is India, and in our north is China. I mean, no country can have such important neighborhood that Pakistan has. It is also a great economic geography, come to think of it, connecting South Asia with West Asia and Central Asia. So Pakistan remains an important player for which United States, these visits, and earlier the visit of Field Marshal Asim Munir to the US and hosting of lunch for him by President Trump, that all signifies the importance that Pakistan now carries in the eyes of the United States. Now, your question was whether in the wake of the May 2025 military confrontation, United States can help mediate on the Kashmir dispute, which is a clear bone of contention between India and Pakistan. Well, my sense is that Pakistan will be ready to accept America's mediation. I think our Prime Minister has also welcomed that. The United States, of course, has offered it, but it is India which is reluctant to get any third party mediation on Kashmir dispute. This is unfortunate because for 3 generations of Kashmiris have suffered because of India's forced occupation of that state. And unless India comes to recognize that the whole world now recognizes Kashmir as the main dispute which ought to be resolved, nothing can be done much because India is insisting on what it is doing. So I don't think India will let US take that initiative of mediating on Kashmir dispute. However, in the process, India has lost considerable reputation, considerable reliability as a partner of the United States in the so-called Indo-Pacific strategy. So my sense is that in these two, Pakistan, India had been rehyphenated, and the pressure is now on India to resolve the Kashmir dispute. If it cannot do it bilaterally, if it cannot do it by third-party mediation, if it cannot by multilaterally, then it is seen as a country which is obstructing the resolution of a dispute which has caused so much of agony, misery for so many Kashmiris, but also for the people of India and Pakistan.
Great. Ambassador Aizaz Chaudhry Saab, another issue which was highlighted by the US State Department statement on this meeting was deepening counter-terrorism cooperation between Pakistan and United States, and particularly a cooperation in fighting ISIS-K. And the statement clearly said that upcoming counter-terrorism dialogue between Pakistan and United States will take place in Islamabad. How do you see this cooperation? Where is this terrorism threat that is posing threat, of course, to Pakistan and United States? Is this ISIS-K in Afghanistan, or is there reference to some other regional place? And how do you see this cooperation in the days to come, further deepening counterterrorism cooperation and dialogue?
This, in my view, Mr. Mateen Haider, is a very, very important area in which Pakistan and United States can work. And I tell you reasons, there are several. Historically, it is Pakistan which helped eliminate Al-Qaeda. It is a matter of record. We apprehended most of the Al-Qaeda operatives, eliminated them, or cooperated with the United States and handed over to them. So our credentials, our reliability as a counterterrorism partner is unquestionable. It is absolutely strong. Second, now that ISK, this new threat emanating from Afghanistan, because Afghanistan was unable to protect its soil, and many terrorist entities, including ISK, are now digging in Afghanistan and posing a threat to neighboring countries, particularly Pakistan. And therefore, it is only natural that the two partners, Pakistan and United States, which had eliminated Al-Qaeda, should join hands once again to kill this emerging trouble in the bud. Why I say emerging trouble? Because Al-Qaeda was far more entrenched. ISK is still struggling because even Taliban government doesn't want ISK on its soil. ISK has been creating problems for even Taliban. You remember the airport bombing in August 2021? Exactly. That was done by ISK. And therefore, it makes sense for Pakistan and United States to kill it while it is still struggling to find its place, because if it grows up, it will be a threat to the international peace and security. So this is the second reason in which I believe the United States have made a wise move by partnering with Pakistan to deal with this threat. Now, the third reason I feel why it is important is because Pakistan has been a victim of terrorism. Everybody recognizes this in the world except India, which has not even expressed formal condolences on the lives lost in Pakistan.
Exactly.
Now, with BLA and other organizations and TTPs receiving Indian support, when Americans and Pakistanis jointly work on counterterrorism, they will also come to realize what role India is playing. That how India is sponsoring terrorism in Pakistan. So I think that would be a net gain, because then United States would realize what India's true intentions were. And fourthly, United States has also come to understand that India is really not a reliable partner because it is playing on all sides. It's playing on all sides. And on the one hand, it claims that we are a net security provider of the whole region. And on the other hand, it takes help from the United States, but buys Russian oil cheaply and sells it more expensively. So, small little business there, which United States does not really like. Pakistan has always been a reliable friend, and it is our main high mark is reliability, and that's why most of the world wants to deal with it. And during the May 2025 confrontation, also you saw that at least three countries completely expressed solidarity with Pakistan: China, Turkey, and Azerbaijan. No one did that with India. So I think all these things will also be revealed to the United States in more detail. So I believe counterterrorism is an area where Pakistan and the United States should work together. Of course, we will have to keep China on board because the Chinese should not misunderstand this cooperation. They also want to help with counterterrorism. The Chinese are very sensitive about terrorism threat, and therefore it is a win-win for the whole region, for all countries of this region, if Pakistan and the United States work together in this area.
Ambassador Chaudhry Saab, another issue which was mentioned in the statement was Iran. There was very, very unfortunate strikes carried out on Iran. There have been Israeli strikes, but finally some of the Iranian nuclear facilities were destroyed by the United States. Now, this issue came under discussion, and it was highlighted that Pakistan was mediating, and Pakistan wanted that this situation should be normalized. So there should be mediation. So how you see this Iranian issue, and particularly recently the resumption of dialogue between Pakistan and some of the European countries on Iranian nuclear issues. So how Iran, which is very important friend, brotherly country, very important neighbor of Pakistan, how there could be peace in the days to come, a durable peace, a durable Iran, because Pakistan cannot ignore Iran, as you said, that Pakistan cannot ignore China. So same as Pakistan cannot ignore Iran as well. So how in our foreign policy, where you see Iran being adjusted?
Iran is a neighbor which has a deep cultural imprint on the people of Pakistan, on the culture of Pakistan. But even if Iran was not a neighbor, even if, supposedly, Iran was a victim of an aggression from Israel, that is a matter of fact. It was Israel which bombed Iran first, right? Now, as a country which has itself been a victim of aggression, Pakistan faced India's military aggression in 1971. Pakistan faced its military aggression in September 2016, 2019, 2026, the most recent one. And therefore, Pakistan has always stood by the victims of the aggression. And Pakistan has therefore been in the forefront of condemning Israeli aggression against Iran. Iran had a right to defend itself, and it defended itself very, very well. And all of us congratulate Iran on establishing that deterrence through determination, perseverance, and establishing that it can face even the combined front of Israel and United States. So to that extent, it is good. But we also would want to see peace there. Iranians would also want to see peace there. Arabs also like to see peace there. I would say even US wants to see peace there. It is only Israel which does not stand for peace in the region. It is so unfortunate that Israel, which claims that we are a homeland for Jews who were victimized during the Nazi regime in Germany, the so-called Holocaust. Why are they causing the same Holocaust in the whole region, particularly in Gaza? That is, it beats my mind. Why a people would pose such a deadly threat to all countries of the region. So that's where I believe that Pakistan stands by Iran and will probably stand by Israel. Now, Iran is also now, there is a renewed talk of nuclear deal.
Exactly.
As you know, United States had concluded this deal in the process called 3+3. 3 European states, 3 permanent members of the Security Council.
True.
Now that had culminated in the 2015 agreement. When Donald Trump came in 2018, he pulled out from that agreement. Now it is President Trump himself who is suggesting that we should move in that direction. But as you know, Israel is not letting that happen because of the aggression. Europeans are very keen. They recognize that Iran is a rich country, Iran is a powerful country, and it will be useful to benefit. And plus, it is ready to enter into a deal. I mean, which country wants to compromise on its nuclear power? When Iran is itself saying, okay, we don't want to build nuclear weapons because
Exactly.
our rubber,
They have openly
has,
made it clear that they will not be making any bomb. Exactly.
because their rubber has given their guidance, religious divine guidance to them, not divine, but religious guidance to them that nuclear weapons are bad for humanity. And therefore, they are not doing it. Okay, it is their own logic. Although geopolitics suggests that many in Iran must be thinking that perhaps if we had nuclear weapons, Israel will not aggress against it. But that's for the people of Iran to decide. So far, I think Iran is ready for that deal. I hope progress is made. I hope sincerity is shown and Iran's offer is taken up. Because if it is not done, I am very confident that Iran will like to build its nuclear weapons. The government of Iran will request their rubber that, look, we have to defend ourselves. Please allow us to build this deterrence. This is my sense. This is my personal assessment. That if this opportunity is lost, if the Europeans and Americans are not sincere again, then Iran will go and build its nuclear weapons. There is no doubt in my mind that they have every right, like every other country. But there is an opportunity, a fleeting opportunity, a short window, a small window that must be capitalized.
Ambassador Aizaz, Chaudhry is a very important development at United Nations Security Council, where Pakistan currently is the president. And Resolution 2788 was adopted, and that called for peaceful settlement of dispute by consensus. During meeting between Pakistan and United States at this political ministerial level, this Pakistan highlighted this resolution. And when this resolution was adopted, it was quite highlighted as well from the United Nations platform as well. How you see disputes, settlement of disputes through consensus, and please connect the current situation of Gaza with this particular concept, with this resolution, where we don't see the end of this Israeli aggression. Israeli doesn't agree on two states concept. The aggression is continuing. There is starvation. The Islamic Ummah is watching. How you see this particular Pakistan's concept that peaceful settlement of disputes by consensus. So when consensus could be reached on Gaza?
This resolution is consistent with a stance that Pakistan has always taken, that disputes should be resolved peacefully.
Peacefully, exactly.
And not by war. I think this is a stance Pakistan has always taken. It is other nations, unfortunately, which have sometimes violated this principle. Two longest issues or most outstanding issues on the agenda of the United Nations are Kashmir dispute and Palestine dispute. In fact, Palestine dispute is older than even the Kashmir dispute. Kashmir dispute came in 1948, but Palestinian was even. And we have seen that international community has forced, many resolutions on Israel, saying that it is violating every agreement. You remember when this was created, it was a Palestinian state. It was then bifurcated into two, Israel state and Palestinian state living side by side. Pakistan at that time also said that it should be one state, which is Palestinian state, and Jews can live in it.
True.
But we saw what happened. And later on, Israel had wars with the Arabs. 1967 war, 1973 war. Unfortunately, Arabs could not force Israel to give justice to Palestinians, or Israel started building, its settlements into West Bank. It captured West Bank. It captured Sinai, which has gone back to Israel, to Egypt now. And now it is wanting to, sort of uh, kill all the people of Gaza so that this land becomes
And
part of the
and wanted complete occupation, exactly.
complete occupation. Occupation it always had, but it now is trying to eliminate them. There are two ways. One way is that these people are pushed out to other Arab countries, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Egypt. But these countries are not ready to accept any more people, one. And second, they want Palestinians to live their lands. So that is not happening. The second is to eliminate all these people in a ruthless, heartless bombing, which is what Israel is now doing. So it is so sad that no power in the world is able to stem the hands of India. On Israel. And
On Israel.
therefore, we all see, of Israel. And therefore, we all want to raise our voice. For Pakistan, it is already engaged, as you know, on our eastern front. So we cannot enter into any war. But our moral sympathies are with the people of Palestine. And we raise them at every level. And in the United Nations Security Council, which we were chairing for this month, we have once again raised it most formidably. As you reminded everyone, there was a resolution that was adopted. And so Pakistan should continue to raise this voice, because Israel is doing the ultimate inhuman thing, a war against innocent people, a crime against humanity, a genocide against the people of Palestine. No condemnation is enough to describe what Israel is doing. So Pakistan has done well. It has spoken on a principled position, and I'm very happy that my country always stands for principles.
Ambassador Aizaz, when you were ambassador in the United States, you also held several talks to promote trade and economic ties between Pakistan and the United States. This issue also came under discussion. What is the issue with Pakistani trade? What are the obstacles in Pakistani exports to United States, and how Pakistan can enhance its exports to United States? So, whenever two sides meets, this issue is always on the top of the agenda: trade and economic ties and Pakistani exports to United States. Which sector has the potential?
I think there has been no real issues on trade. I think Pakistan has been exporting billions of dollars of its goods, which are very popular in the US. So I don't see issues. But now, when President Trump came for the second time in his presidency, he launched what is called tariffs
Tariffs,
on
exactly.
all nations, including Pakistan. Now, his view is that the United States has been importing more and exporting less. And therefore, United States should manufacture goods inside the country because it is importing all goods from China, Vietnam, India, etc. So it is in that context that Pakistan was also asked to rebalance some of the trade. And Pakistani government has expressed complete willingness to do that, because US is a large market and an important market. So it makes sense for Pakistan to be negotiating that deal. I understand it is very close to an agreement. Pakistan is ready to import more from the United States so that there is a balanced trade. And it really doesn't hurt us much, because in any case, we are importing these things from somewhere else. So instead of importing from somewhere else, we might as well import from the United States, so that our export market is not disturbed. Now, you asked me what commodities. As you know,
Exactly.
textiles are the largest. Textile made up, hosiery items, linens, bed linens, and things have been mostly the favorite export from Pakistan. Uh, there has been a move in Pakistan. We should move towards the higher end of the technologically refined textiles. This is a move which is happening, and hopefully this will move. But we are also exporting leather, we are exporting so many other things. Yes, there will be some tariffs that we will have to face, and that is the subject of negotiations. As soon as those negotiations are done, I am very sure Pakistan, United States will remain an important destination for Pakistani exports. Now, exports are closely linked to investments. United States also wants to invest in Pakistan, particularly in the field of rare earth metals.
Exactly
Now,
that I wanted to know. Exactly. Please continue.
rare earth metals and minerals. Now, Balochistan, as you know, is rich in mineral wealth. And if United States and Pakistan can jointly execute some programs in Balochistan to take out those precious wealth, minerals, rare earth metals, and
True.
we export it to the United States, of course, we will gain more money. Investment will be coming to the country, but will also be earning from that exports. The only suggestion, if I can make from your channel, is that we must negotiate very carefully. No country stops you from negotiating carefully. You see, I give you example when we negotiated FTA 1 with China, we did not pay much attention to economic injury to our own people, and therefore we had to negotiate FTA 2 with China to protect our interests. Likewise, in Recodec, when we were negotiating, we didn't do a good negotiation, or in Karke. So my suggestion is that our legal experts and our other experts, and especially those diplomats who have been trained in negotiating skills in the foreign ministry, and we don't use them, they should also be co-opted, so that we use every skill to get a better deal for the people of our country. One. Second suggestion that if I can make from your platform is that when you make investments in Balochistan, then the people of Balochistan should be the first beneficiary of that investment.
Very
I mean,
true.
whichever village is nearby, whichever city is nearby, they should get the benefit. They should feel. They should get a share in employment. They should get a share of development, assistance there. And this way, there'll be no opposition to those investments. As you know, there are many countries which are opposed to investments in Balochistan. They have been active, like India. Maybe there are other countries which are opposing investments in Balochistan. In order to protect our soil, I think these two good negotiations and benefiting the local communities will be very, very essential to protect those investments. Otherwise, there is no harm in having that investment. That's my sense and my take.
Thank you so much indeed, Ambassador Aizaz Ahmad Chaudhry, Pakistan's former Foreign Secretary, who also served in the United States as Pakistan's ambassador, for sharing your thoughts on high-level ministerial meeting between Pakistan and the United States at the State Department yesterday, and how Pakistan and United States relations in the days to come could be further consolidated, could be made further strong, and regional security implications, Pakistan-India ties, and Pakistan role in regional peace and stability, including possible mediation on Iran. Dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.